Bristol Community College, Mathematics with Dan Avedikian, Math 011, Arithmetic, Section 4.4, Problem 8. This is Section 4.4, Problem 8. It says fill in the blanks. And we have a graph chart with some blanks. So in the top row, well, we have fractions, decimals, and percents. And in the top row, we have the decimal, 0.64. So we have to have the percent and the fraction that goes with it. So to make the percent is very easy. Just take the decimal, move it 2 places to the right, and that would become 64%. Now, as a fraction, what we do is we put the percent in the numerator and a 100 in the denominator, or that's the way we start. Now, the question is, can that be reduced? Well, they're both even, so I can at least divide by 2 for the numerator and denominator, but even better, I can divide by 4. So if you don't notice the 4, you just have to reduce in 2 steps. If you notice the 4, and you can get it in 1 step. So 4 divides into 64 16 times. 4 divides into 125 times. And now, can I reduce any more? No. So 16 over 25 is the fraction. So come down to the next row. We're given the fraction part of it, which is 1/2. Make the decimal, make the percent. Well, when I have a fraction, if I can, what I like to do is find something that I can multiply times the denominator to turn it into a 100. And in this case, I can. The denominator is a 2. 2 times 50 is 100. So now if I multiply the denominator times 50, I multiply the numerator times 50 also. So the numerator was a 1. 1 times 50 is 50. So I have 50 over 100. So as a percent, when the denominator is 100, the percent is the numerator. So the numerator is 50, so the percent is 50%. Now, to make that into a decimal, what I can do is just take the decimal point on the percent and pull it 2 places to the left. So it's not written, but it's assumed to be at the end after the 0. So that would be 0.50. Now, typically, you don't have to write the 0 at the end, so we could just say 0.5. Some people like to write a 0 in the beginning, so you could say 0.5. That'd be okay. So I would either do 0.5 or 0.5 for that one. Now, the next one down, we have 36%. So I'll write the, you can really do this in either order. The decimal, I will just take the decimal point where I assume it to be just after the 6 and go 2 places to the left and make 0.36. And then for the fraction, to make a percent into a fraction, you put the percent in the numerator and make the denominator a 100. So I have 36 over 100. Now, the thing is, can I reduce that? I can. They're both even. I can cut them both in half. But again, even better, they'll both divide evenly by 4. 4 divides into 36 9 times, and 4 divides into 100 evenly 25 times. So 9 over 25. So the next one, 3/4. Make that a decimal, make it a percent. Now, I have a denominator, and I'm going to ask myself, is there something I can multiply times the denominator and a whole number to turn it into a 100? Absolutely. The denominator is 4. 4 times 25 is 100. So the top also times 25. 3 times 25 is 75. So now that I have a denominator of 100, the percent is whatever the numerator is. The numerator is 75, so 75%. And once I have that, if I just pull the decimal point from where I assume it to be at the end, 2 positions to the left, I have 0.75. And again, some people like the 0 in the beginning, 0.75. They're both okay. You can say 0.75 or 0.75. And the bottom row, I have 0.8. Now, to make that into a percent, I have to make the percent in the fraction. You can do either one first. I think the percent's easier to make first. That doesn't really matter. I want to move the decimal 2 places to the right and make it a percent. Now, I can only go 1 place to the right. If I go an extra place, I have to fill it in with a 0. It's 0.80. 0.8 and 0.80 are really the same amount. So as 0.80, though, it would be 80%. Now, to make it a fraction, write the percent in the numerator of a fraction and make the denominator 100. So I have 80 over 100. And now, can I reduce that? I can. 80 over 100, you can reduce by 2, by 4, by 20 is probably the best. So the first thing I see is they both end in 0, so I can chop off a 0 and just think of it as 8 over 10. And then I can cut both of those in half. Half of 8 is 4, and half of 10 is 5, so 4/5. And now we filled in all the blanks.